live is on, ma'am. Can we? Oh, yeah, live streaming is on.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So, Vikram, before I hand over to you, I'll just do some introductions and context setting. Okay. Okay. Shall we begin? Okay. A very good morning to Sridhar and the class present today for this talk on interpersonal communication and storytelling. Today morning, we have gathered here to talk about storytelling as a means of effective communication. We tend to think that communication is about fancy words. I believe all such gimmicks tend to pale if we convey our message as simply as possible, and even more so if we can put our message across in the form of a story. That's why today morning we turn to Vikram Sridhar to understand the mechanics of storytelling. Vikram is a performance artist, theatre person, and a storyteller, all of which is reflected in the way his work is appreciated, especially when the platforms such as TEDx, invite him to share his work. I was recently privileged to be a part of the audience he was addressing. His workshop was about storytelling in a very different context, and he was talking to a bunch of academics who tend to be notorious for using jargon and obfuscating the message. I enjoyed the way he sensitized us to think about our endeavors in terms of stories. So when I was thinking about inviting someone to address the first year BTech students at SRM, University, AP, I thought of him. So Vikram, let me now introduce the class to you. Okay, that was about you. Now it's the class's turn. These are first year students. They are taking the foundational course on communicative English, which revolves around reading, writing, speaking, and listening skills. I try my best in my classes to show that all of these overlap in various ways. And I also discuss about how these apply to our daily lives. You are our latest guest in the series of talks under the theme of language and society. I hope that your talk on storytelling will enrich the connections between language and society. So with that, it's over to you.
Thanks, Sony. And as usual, the biggest word in Zoom. Can you all hear me and see me? You see the problem with Zoom, no? I look at you and you look at some other gadget, but the gadget is what you're seeing my face with, so it's perfectly fine. All I want you to do is keep communicating with me through your lovely thing called a right hand and a left hand. How many of you have a right hand? Show me your right hand, no? Left hand? Put both the hands up. Put it. Show me a serious face as if you're having the most boring day in your life. And take it up. Some people are not doing. Last benches, as usual, I like seeing my face and not doing. Put it up. Nice. Some of them are like one hand on the mobile, one hand on my face. Just look at the camera and look at and do this. Don't stop. It ends here. Andariki namaskaram. How many of you speak Telugu? I little bit thanks to Kamal Hassan's old movie Shankarabharanam and all, I can understand Telugu. Telugu koncham telusu, but Tamil a lot I know. Kannada, Tamil a little bit. Malayalam. I know how many of you speak Tamil? Understand little bit. Ponniyin Selvan, thanks to no. Kannada. The most important language for now, English, ABCD. English nobody understands. No English? How many of you understand English? Little bit? Excel, medium, large? That is all. So little bit of English. I'll use English, I'll use a little bit of Telugu. Before that, all of you had breakfast? Yes or no? Bhojanam, over? What did you have for breakfast? Don't tell loudly. Just tell it to yourself or to your neighbor next to it. If it is hostel, you will say like, If it's home food, like, So how many of you had food at home? Hotel? Mess? You know what? Many years ago, you all by now will know how old I am, no? If I'm in my 20s or my 30s or 40s. This is your indication. 20, 30 or 40. Okay. Others, other like scratching it. How can it go for your face, sir? I need to see your other parts of the body also, no? Guess. So 20 years back, I was also in a college, which was also called SRM, which was not like yours, a large college. It was a small college. SRM ante Katangalaturu, Chennai on the college ide. You know, Chennai, first SRM college, ekkada unnaru? Ekkada? Chennai ide. So there it was the first college. That is where I studied when it was small college. Now SRM is this big college or this big college? It is not even this big. It is this big. It's like outside the screen it goes. It is triple XL size now. So when I studied, there were only 400 students in the entire campus. Now there are 400 students in one class, no? So now you and me have something in common or not in common? Little bit, no? Because when I studied, you were not born at all. Because I started studying in 2001. 2001, how many of you were born? 2005? I started studying between 2001 and 2005, a degree called engineering. You know that spelling of engineering, no? Like all South Indians will do engineering. So between the time I studied, you were all born. See, that is your story. But I will tell you my story. How many of you have a name? Do you all have names? I'm not asking your pet name. I'm asking your real name. Yes or no? You have a name or no? ID card. Who kept that name? Did you keep your name? Some daddy, mummy kept the name, no? Or how many of you, your names were kept by somebody that you like Nana, Nani, Dada, Dadi, Ajji, Ajja? And if I am 40 years old, let's say example, which year would I be born? Subtraction, mathematics, simple subtraction, quickly. Shout loudly, I can hear your voice. 1983. Fantastic. Congrats. You get 200 gold coins in your next Janma. So in 1983, there was one daddy and there was a simple, no? Of course, daddy, mummy, that's all answer over. And this daddy, mummy wanted 2 children. And if it is 2 children, they wanted a girl and boy or boy and girl. Both same only, no? They wanted one boy. What is boy called in Telugu?
One person.
Abbai, no?
Abbai.
Abbai. And what is a girl called? Ammai. So they want one Abbai and one Ammai. And after marriage, after marriage, will the baby come immediately or after some time? Immediately or after some time? Sometime, no? And after some time, mama became pregnant and mama became pregnant with a baby. This baby was 5 kilos. Small baby or big baby? 5 kilos baby inside the stomach. And now this big baby and the mother was 40 kilos, baby was 5 kilos. Oh, yappa. What is so, and the mother one day started crying with pain. And when the mother is, some of you like drama, imagine the first time you see Shah Rukh Khan or Prabhas or somebody in front of you, you will say, that expression that mother gave, like as if something is going to come out, and that's the labor pain, which nobody knows what it is till they experience it. And with nobody's watching you, imagine how you'll shout loudly, like that the mother shouted, on the entire street. And this was a city which is today called Chennai. What is the old word for Chennai? Anybody have idea? Madras. So we had mad rascal. They used to say that it's a very rascal place it is, because it had mad and rascal both in one word. And she shouted entire mad rascal. Madras got to know. And then came a vehicle. What is this vehicle called? Does ambulance have a Telugu word? No. You see, some words don't have any word in Telugu, Malayalam, Kannada. It's called ambulance and ambulance. And in Telugu, there is one beautiful word that if I tell it in Delhi, they'll give you one tappad. If I tell that same word in Bombay, again tappad. Even if I say it in Madras also, they'll give me tappad. You know what that word is? rape randi. If I say rape in Chennai also, they're like tappad, Delhi also tappad, wherever I say, but if I come to Andhra and Telangana and say rape randi, we will say like, vastavu. And that is the beauty of our words. And the mother shouted, and then came an ambulance. And an ambulance will have something on the top which has a sound. What's it called? Siren. And what sound does siren make? It's very similar to the voice of a beautiful animal called donkey. You know how it goes? And mummy got into the ambulance. Ambulance went into a... What is the building called? Where the ambulance will go? Hospital. Went to the hospital, and there the baby came out from the mummy. Baby ante is what is baby called in Telugu? Sisu. And the baby came, and baby will also give one siren voice. No, when the baby comes out, and before the baby came out, the mummy, mummy wanted the baby to be a girl baby. And mummy saw the baby whom she thought was a girl baby, and she'd also kept a name for the baby. And how many of you have sisters and mothers and cousin sisters in your family? How many of the boys don't have sisters and mothers and all? And you came from the tapak into the world. And they kept, and the mother kept a very musical word for the baby before the baby came out, and it was called Sangeeta. How many of you know anybody called Sangeeta in your life? There'll be one Sangeeta, no? Either mummy or friend or very special friend or sister or neighbors. There'll be one Sangeeta. And this mama looked at the baby thinking it would be Sangeeta, and she looked at the baby, but the baby was not Sangeeta. And she started crying. And instead of singing a lullaby, how many of you know what a lullaby is?
Lullaby.
A lalipata. And lalipata is the first song that we sang. Does lalipata have a language? It's the first communication between a mother and a child, no? Yes or no? Lali, 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 lali. Patapatra samike gunamana lali. La 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 la. And that's a very classical way. Otherwise, if you don't know classical, you'll sing Jojo. Jojo, 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 Jojo. And does Lali have a language? Yes or no? But does the mother and the father communicate to the child? Yes or no? When we are born, did we speak Telugu? How many of you spoke Telugu when you were a baby? After my mummy's stomach, you came out and said, "Hi, mummy, I know Telugu." Did you speak Telugu in your... But we spoke in language called... And is that communication? Yes or no? So the first thing I'm going to tell you, the first thing I'm going to tell you, communication is not about language, it's how you share. Suppose you all go to Delhi, even if you don't know Hindi, you'll all survive, no? Yes or no? So Telugu, Kannada, Tamil, Hindi were not spoken even 1,000, 2,000 years back and all. We had different languages. But if you want to communicate, the first thing you need is that intent. If you're hungry, will you say I'm hungry, or will you get up and go to the kitchen? Kitchen or talk? And that is communication. First is body, no? You will say that, for example, how many of you have fallen in love? Will you tell I am in love, or will you feel love? Feel or tell? First is feel. The first thing in communication is feel what you want to tell. And the mother looked at the baby, and the baby was smiling, but the mummy was bad. And she said, I don't want this baby. And she started crying. And then came one notorious character in the story, who is the brother. How many of you have siblings? Sibling ante Anna, Akka, who you love but also hate? Morning love, night full hate. Ratri ante full hate, day ante and if they go out of station, if they're at home, and this brother came running and said, "You said sister, but this baby has something dangling, and this baby I don't want. Return the baby." This Amazon delivery. Can you return a baby like Amazon and Swiggy delivery? And brother went off. And then came one person in the hospital who always walks like a fashion show. Yaar there? Nurse. Taka, 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 tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Nurse came. And the nurse came, she lifted the 5 kg baby. Difficult or easy? Lifting 5 kilo baby. And she lifted the baby. And when she lifted the baby, can you lift a baby like just take a hand and start weightlifting? And she lifted the baby. Try, do along with me. If not, I think you'll be sleeping. Take a hand. Lift the baby. And she lifted the baby. And she lifted the baby 1, 2, 3, 4. She got a hiccup. Hiccup ante ekulu or vickle. And she got can you all try the vickle on ekulu with the baby lifting? And she put the baby down because she couldn't lift the baby. And she looked at the baby. Baby started smiling at her. She got a hiccup. Baby started smiling, hiccup, smiling, hiccup, smiling, hiccup. And said, and she stopped the hiccup. And she saw the mother and said, "Madam, what is the name for this baby, madam? Such a notorious baby." And the mother said, "Sangeeta." And she said, "Madam, I have idea, madam. You see, the baby gave me ekulu, but you see, this is Tamil Nadu. So in Tamil Nadu, what language will we speak? And Tamil, ekulu is called vickle because we can't call a baby hiccup. Can you call a baby hiccup? So don't call vickle, madam. You take half of the vickle, madam. Can you take half of the vickle, cut it? It becomes vickle. And of course, not the drinking rum, but just the rum that, because that is the year when Vikram Sarabhai became a great scientist. You take rum and vickle, bake it together and give the name of the baby as Vikram, madam. And that is how I got my name. Now that's the story of how I got my name. And how many of you feel our names are important in communication or not? When we communicate to anybody, the first thing that we say is, "Hi, my name is so-and-so," right? Which means that the way you say your name, my name is Vikram, and like the Betal, I tell stories. Now, will you forget my name? And that is your communicative power of stories. If you can tell your name in a story way, nobody will forget it. And it's going to be in English, because today is the English language. I'm talking English, but if you can do it in Telugu, you can do it in Kannada, Tamil, the person will understand. But if you just say, "Hi, my name is Vikram," you'll forget, because how many of you have friends called Vikram in your school or college? At least, see, that's the thing. Yeah. So like that, my name is very common. If nothing else, that's a hero called Vikram. There is many people everywhere. You'll have Vikram somewhere in the life. Like how many of you have names which is very common that in your classes there are 2 of them in that same name?
Shashank and Shashank returns. Uday Kiran.
Yeah, Shashank returns, Shashank comes back, Shashank goes away, whatever. So every time our name for us, is our name special or not? For us, for me? Yes, no, because it's our name. Is it extremely special? Because from your birth, from the time you are born to school, to college, to life, our names are going to come with us every day, right? Your ID card, your Zoom box, your report card, your passport. Even if you don't tell your name, it's going to be in your record. But how you introduce yourself, like a story, for example, you can say, "My name is Shashank. I have 2 S's and I have a K." Make it special. So if you can think of ways of making your name special, instead of saying, "Hi, my name is Lakshmi," because any Lakshmis in the audience?
Any Lakshmi in the audience that I know? There is
You
a
all know one
Lakshmi.
Lakshmi. Exactly. There's Lakshmi, and in Tamil Nadu, like Lakshmi Narayanan is a boy's name, and Lakshmi is so much everywhere that how is your Lakshmi special? Make it special. And if your name is special, can you all think of one way to introduce yourself just by not telling my name is so and so, but say I'm the Vikram, like the Betal. How many of you know Vikram Betal story? Now you won't forget my name, no? Like Vikram Beda was a movie, and if, for example, if you saw Pushpa, you can say like Pushpa, my name does not push, but then just my name. So use metaphors that people understand. How many of you saw Pushpa? Of course, no, it's like an LKG and pre-KG. You have to pass. If you have to pass exam in Andhra and Telangana, you have to see Pushpa and KGF 2, Kantara. Okay. So Kantara is not a Telugu word, no? But we know, what does Kantara mean? Anybody knows? But we saw the movie, no? So next time you watch a movie, ask, what does your name mean? What does Kantara mean? Even for you, how many of you know the meaning of your name? Super. How many of you know the story of how you got your name? Lesser people, no? Because this is yours, Google, this is your Wikipedia. How many of you want your Wikipedia in life? Others don't want Wikipedia, want to be just gone away, tata, bye-bye, see you, bye-bye. Why are you coming to college? Ade. So create your story, because if you don't tell your story, who's going to tell your story? And that's your communication. So that's the first part of the story that I'm going to give you with. If you go back home, ask your daddy, mummy, why you kept my name? I see some of you on the, like there's Bettina, there is Divya, there is Harika, Jayavardhan, Jintu, Karthik, Kavya. Once I saw somebody whose name was Airtel. Airtel. I got like, wow, how can somebody's name be Airtel? I was like scratching my head, and after some 2 days, I asked the child, why is your name Airtel? And the child said, sir, my name is Golapaka Kaika. I said, okay, nice name. But you see, people can't pronounce my name. So I changed my name to Airtel, sir, because everybody knows Airtel. E. So there are people in India who change their names so that people can pronounce. And we all have lovely names. Be proud. How many of you are proud of your names? Be proud. It's your identity. Adu, it's your name and it's your identity, and be proud of it. Adu meeku ondo identity ide. So, and instead of saying my name is Vikram, is that a good identity, or saying hi, my name is Vikram? So remember that the way you identify your name, because today how many of you are proud of the village you come from? How many of you are proud of the village you come from, the town you come from, the city you come from? Everything that you say is the way you communicate. I am going to ask you, oh, really? For example, I see names Kusumashri Tongara. So what does Dongara mean? I'm going to ask you. Because if how many of you know the meaning of your name, your surname? Because your surnames are also having certain, each word in your name has a meaning. And if you don't know the meaning, ask daddy, mummy. If daddy, mummy doesn't know the meaning, ask your grandparents. They also don't know the meaning. Create a meaning. That is all. Who knows? And that's the first part I'm going to leave you with. So your communication starts with your name, and your name itself is your story, because the first impression, you know the proverb, no? First impression is the... So the first impression, what do you do when you enter, let's say, even an interview or a class? Hi, ma'am, my name is dash, which means first impression, adante, ilandre, the teacher can forget 40 of you in your class, no? Why should I remember everybody? So make your impression with your name. Ade. So from there, I will take you to another story. How many of you like dogs? Kukka. How many of you have kukkas at home? Okay. How many of you like cats? You see, in Hindi it is Billy, in Telugu it is Pilli. That's all. Very small difference, no? How many of you have cats at home? Now the second question, how many of you hate dogs? Like you can't stand them at all. Like moment they come, you'll go to Delhi and Bombay. Second, how many of you can't stand cats? Like moment they get me, super. So what sound does a dog make? That depends on what size of the dog. You see, even small kutta will not make bow. Great Danes won't make bow. Depends on the size of the dog, age of the dog. Small dog, small sound. Big dog, big sound. But depends on the mood of the dog also, no? Chinna kukka in angry mode can also be loud, no? Imagine this small Pomeranian dog, the small lasseps. So our sound is also our mood. So one day there was one kukka. Imagine the kukka in front of you. Imagine the kukka is walking. And whom does kukkas always have fight with? Another kukka or pilli? Loudly. Again, depends on the mood also, right? For example, if you have two boy kukkas, they both will fight with each other. You know why? If there are two girls kukkas also, they will fight. But boy kukka, girl kukka, I don't know what they'll do. And then this kukka once was walking, and kukka saw a pilli. And this pilli was looking at the kukka. And imagine who has bigger eyes, pillis or kukka? Again, depends on the size. If it's a Persian cat, it'll have big eyes. And this big eyes, pilli, and was looking at the kukka. And they both looked at each other. Imagine dog and the cat and the dog and the cat and the dog and the cat and the cat and the dog. And now they started running behind each other. So who will chase each other now? As per all stories, the kukka has to chase the pilli. And that is what happened. Kukka pilli, kukka pilli. And they were playing like what we all play one game, no? Daguda Mutalu. You know, your hide and seek. And they were playing hide and seek. And all the time the dog was chasing the cat. But how much can a cat always be the friend? No? You have seen Tom and Jerry, no? Why should always I be chasing? Because we also have the thing, no? Sometimes in school, always we'll be what the others will keep chasing us. And this cat also felt, why I'm being chased? And the cat turned around and looked at the kukka. And what sound does kukka make? Once more, please, sound effect. Louder. That is like as if it's like sleeping. Louder. It is angry now. Angry kukka. Louder. I can hear. Imagine the entire college has to shake now. That much sound you give. Only one kukka. I want all 40 kukkas now. Once more.
Come on. 1, 2, 3.
2, 3, go. It is as if this kukka has become a billy now. Louder. Okay, the kukka gave a big bark to the pilli, and the pilli saw the kukka and looked at the kukka in the eyes and replied. You know how it replied? It replied, "Bow." And the kukka said, "Hello, you are a cat. You should always be a cat. You can't bark. You have to mew. Mew ante meow." But the cat said, "But that is my grandfather. I can change rules, no? Why should a cat meow? Cat can also bark." And the dog said, "How did you learn this?" Because it's always good to know others' language, no? It is good to know a second language. It is good to communicate, because my mother tongue is not Telugu. But moment I say kukka, you all smile, no? So in communication, remember who's the audience. I can keep talking, but if I am talking to you as if you're all LKG students, it's very different, right? So the cat, if you're talking to a dog, you have to bark. Dog will not understand Spanish or Japanese, no? How many of you have, when you're talking to a dog, will speak Telugu or dog's language? Will you speak like Pushpa dialogue? Can you go and give a dog? The dog will say, "Hey." Doesn't work. And same thing, can you go say, "Hi dog, meow." It'll bow, it'll bite your nose. So if you're with a dog, be a dog. And that is something I'm going to do. If you're talking to somebody in 10 years, you will talk in that language. It's not about the language, it's also about how we communicate. It can be the same English, but space changes are there. So now, like the cat, how many of you want to learn another language or sort of improve your communication? Can we be a dog all the time because I know to bark, or should I also learn a little more to communicate? Will I be the same, or do you want to be a little more? Hands up if you want to also, like the cat, learn another language or learn another skill. Only the girls, no boys, like at the end. One, when I fall in love, I will learn the other language. Otherwise, why should I learn? All of you saw Love Today movie, Tamil movie, dubbed in Telugu, no? Some of you saw. You understand. Mama Kuti, no? Super. That we will know. Mama Kuti will know. Mama will know. Okay. Super. So RRR, what is the latest news for RRR? How many of you know what is it gone for? Which award is RRR shortlisted for? Which award?
Oscars. They are saying Oscars.
Amongst how many other movies?
Amongst other movies. How many other movies? No
5
idea.
or 10, 5 or 10 or 15.
5 or 10 or 15.
Which category is it fighting for? Which category?
Song. Best
Song
song.
or lyrics? Song or lyrics or soundscape?
Sound, lyrics or soundscape? No idea.
Okay. How does it matter? As far as it goes and wins some award, it's okay. But where I'm going to leave you is saying that, okay, every time you communicate, number one, think whom you're talking to, like the cat and the dog. Is your audience, what if your audience is an ant? Or your audience is an elephant? Elephant can be your teachers, sometimes, or the lions and tigers. Like imagine entering full your Viva OC or full all teachers sitting there. Will you be like, hey, hi teachers, good morning? You will become you'll see like the lion, you'll also roar, right? Hi everybody, what's up? So practice it. So one is like the cat, have different voices to communicate. Be a different person. For example, let's say Varun Mankuru. Is Varun in the class?
See, sitting at the back, you cannot see him.
I can see his hand. I can say. For example, Varun can say, hi, my name is Varun. Hi, everybody, my name is Varun. Hi, everybody, my name is Varun. Hi, everybody, my name is Varun. Hi, Tubati, my name is Varun. Hi, Vijay, my name is Varun. Changes, to whom we tell a name also. So we all have some 100 masala Rajamouli inside us, depending on the audience, change it. Okay. So I pause here. Any questions, anything that you all want to ask?
Sometime back, Akash had raised his hand. And now there was one more person. Akash?
Either you can put your question on the chat or you can
Is there anyone
voice your question.
Right,
So question can be the question can be anything like why you're standing, why you're sitting, or saying why are you doing what you do also. Because when I studied a degree called engineering. All of you studying engineering or other subjects? But you can
These
see
are computer science, engineering, and ECE. 2 engineering.
Congratulations, all the best. You all will become engineers, no? Yes or no? Like
no, sir. They are very proudly saying no.
You
Become
won't,
good communicators first.
Exactly. I'll tell you the end saying, because it doesn't matter what you study. Only thing that sells in the world is talking. Because how many of you know friends who studied other subjects but do something else? Your mama, papa. So today, whatever you study, how many of you believe that only talking will get us what we want? Will your resume get you a job? In my experience, no. You have to talk. You need to talk. You need to know where to talk, how to talk. Only the people who talk best are the winners. Like Rajamouli and all, if you listen to him, only talking, no? So you need to communicate. Communicating could be either to talking or the medium. If you're a photographer, photography is also medium, right? So the medium that you talk, it can be writer. How many of you like write poetry at the last page of your notebook? Like ma'am takes classes, teachers take classes, but last page pull poetry, Telugu, romantic poetry.
Fancy.
None of you write poetry.
People who are not in the frame are raising their hands.
Oh, okay, that's okay. How many of you draw at the last page of your book? That's also communication, no? Hold on to it. Keep that. Don't lose it. Any form of art is communication. It can be singing. How many of you sing? Of course, you do computers and electronics, but how many of you sing? Like just sing. Gana pata. Once upon a day, I came to class and this man came on a Zoom window. He is talking, I am walking. I don't know what to do in the mobile. He will talk something on communication. We are sitting, ma'am told us to sit. Why we are sitting, why he is talking? I don't know, I don't know. I'm sure you all keep singing like that in your brain for some classes, no? So continue doing that. So how many of you do some form of art? Talking is definitely, of course, it's an art. Other art like sketching or dancing or theater, drama. Just put your hand up. Whatever art. Boys don't do art. Boys do sports. Sports is also an art, my friends. Even running is an art. Because the moment you run, you have to run. So remember, okay, keep that on. Of course, you study engineering, you'll all do that. Because everybody that you look up to has some form of sports or art with them, but don't lose it. Now we'll come to any questions? Telugu.
1 minute. So there is this Yuvraj who keeps raising hands, but also withdrawing. Can we allow Yuvraj to answer? I mean, ask his question. Yuvraj, do you want to speak?
Young king. Little king.
Yuvraj?
Ma'am, I just raised my hand. Sir is asking whether you want to dance, means dancing or something like that. I just raised the hand, that's it.
Thank you.
Appa, I get to hear your voices. Thanks, Yuvraj. At least for that, I get you. Others, all of you have good voice, no? Have a voice. It'll get better tomorrow. Because when I was in school, I was having stammering. You know what? How many of you know what stammering is?
Everyone knows.
No, the boys don't know. They're like, what do you talk? You keep talking. I will only just. How many of you know what stammering? Stammering ante. Let me see. What's stammering in Telugu?
One person louder. Natti.
Super. And I used to have that till 7th standard. ENT, my daddy, mummy didn't go to school. All your daddy, mummies somewhere would have gone to school, but my daddy, mummy didn't go to school. They were 5th standard, failed, Tamil medium. So when I went to school, I didn't know English. And everybody spoke in English because it is an English medium school. And 5th standard happened, 6th standard happened, 7th happened. I still didn't speak English. In school, I failed in English. College ante, English, my mark was very less. And today, because I believe that you talk, my English is not great, but I communicate. Because if you can communicate, you can become confident. Sari, how many of you read Vikram Betal's story? You know this guy called Vikram Betal? Yes. It's okay. Once upon a time, Oka Raja. Raja auntie, you can all think of one Raja. And Raja will be sitting or sleeping. And this Raja was sitting. And this Raja was sitting, and Raja, when you think of Raja, you'll have a song also. And this Raja had a mantri, Oka mantri. Oka Raja, oka Mantri. And both of them love their country. Adenti eno, Raja is only Raja for people or also for animals and birds and everybody. Everybody. And the Raja every day used to ask the minister, how is the country? How is the country? How is the country? How is the country? But one day the Mantri said, Raja, the country is so nice, Raja. I said, what is the problem? Why? And the Mantri said, Raja, in our country, there is one Chitrakar. There is one painter, artist. And this painter, Raja, is today crying, Raja. And the Raja said, why? Why is the painter crying? I mean, artist, sorry, is crying. And the Raja said, Minister said, Raja, you come, Raja. Please come with us. You see why. And the Raja got up from his chair. And the Raja has to wear his, what is this? And you see, everybody has a costume, right? If you're an advocate, what color clothes will you wear?
Black.
If you're a doctor, can you wear yellow color dress, jacket? And if you're a computer engineer, you can wear any color dress. No, that's okay. And Raja can't wear Adidas cap and go. No, can Raja wear Adidas cap? Nike cap. Imagine Raja wearing Nike cap and t-shirt and walking. Will you say, hello, Raja? I'll say, hey. And the Raja wore the crown and went to the Chitrakar's house and saw the Chitra, which is the painting. And Raja saw the painting and the painting looked like this. Good painting? Okay painting. Will you buy that painting? Once more. And but it was Raja, no? And Raja has to be like, okay, give me the painting, I will buy the painting. And the Raja bought the painting. And took it to his house. And when he took it to his house, he kept it. When he took it to his house, he didn't keep it in the kitchen. He didn't keep it in his bathroom. He kept it in his bedroom. He kept it in his bedroom. And every day when he got up, he saw the painting. And in the illu, the painting was kept in his bedroom. How many of you get up at 5 o'clock in the morning? Okay, 8 o'clock in the morning. 9 o'clock, like get up and come to class immediately. Like class 9 o'clock, 8:45 get up, breakfast 8:50, run to class. Or yesterday's t-shirt, come to class. Breakfast tomorrow we'll have. Correct. That is how college. That's how college should be. Attendance is important. Sleep until who cares? 9 o'clock. But the Raja got up at 6 o'clock in the morning and woke up. But in front of him, imagine morning. One day, what happened? On a Budhavaram, the Raja got up and went, and Raja felt like something in the body. And the Raja saw. And it was the goddess of wealth. Who's that? Wealth ante money. She went away. And Raja looked and said, hi, madam. And she said, hi, Raja. Why you bought this painting? And she said, this painting, no value. You bought this painting back. And she went away. How many of you want money in your life? Others don't want. No placement. Cancel placement for you. And how many of you are okay if money goes away? No money. You'll live without money. It's a problem, no? But Raja said, Tata, bye-bye. And she went away. And Raja continued. Wednesday happened, Thursday happened, Friday happened, Saturday happened, Sunday happened. And when Monday came, when Somvaram came, the Raja again woke up. And again something went away. And he looked and this was the goddess of knowledge. She said, money, no value, but knowledge, like google.com, at least Google Pay, you said, okay, but google.com knowledge, you can't use knowledge to buy the pen, look at the painting. no shape, no size. And she went away. Raja said, bye bye. How many of you want knowledge? Nobody. Last round, no college. We'll go back home. Huh? You came to college for what? Huh? Why? College is to make friends, good friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, friends, good friends. Why knowledge and all we'll need? In between, by mistake, we'll study, no? No? Because if we don't study, they'll ask us to go back home. So for that, we'll study. And this knowledge went away. But Raja said, okay. And then after some days, after Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it became a Thursday. And on a Thursday, Guruvaram, Raja woke up and Raja became this much size. And something extremely small went away from his nose. And Raja said, stop. You are going. And this one said, Raja, money, tata, knowledge, tata, but you can't even buy me in the shop. And Raja said, but if you go away, I will feel sad and I can't live. I need you. You are the most important. You are the most important. And if you are not there, what do I do? You are the most mukyam. You are the most mukyam of all the three. Money, okay. Knowledge, okay. Jnana, okay. But you are very important. And she said, but you see, people don't want me at all. People don't come to college for me and all. People don't ask daddy, mummy, ATM and all for me. You see, I am free. Nobody likes me. So what is that one thing that you all have that if it goes away, you will feel sad? Don't tell money, ATM card, PIN card, your textbook and all. Textbook, of course, you'll feel happy, no? Tata Bappa, no exam. If somebody can translate it to others, what is that one thing, if it goes away from your life, you will miss or you will feel sad? I'll start. I know answers can be parents, friends. Think of other answers for yourself. You can tell loudly and maybe Sony can.
One person is saying health.
Beautiful health. Then?
Time.
Beautiful time. Can we say chappal and shoes? Imagine if your shoes goes away now. Like all of you have removed your chappals and sitting also. If you remove that, think of that. If it goes away, you'll lose something in your life. Health, time. What else?
Peace.
That Patani piece, P-E-A-S? Mutter?
P-E-A-C-E.
English is a very funny language, no? P-E-A-C-E, P-A-S, B-U-T, but P-U-T? Put. And then somebody said kidnap. But why will you kidnap a child who's napping, no? Kid is napping, how can you call it kidnap? Funny language, English. So, and okay, come to the story. How much more time do I have, Sony?
We can start winding up now so that we have extra questions if possible.
And so you always happa at 10 o'clock over Tata Baby. This man is now Tata. He won't come back to my life after this. And she turned and he said, because you are dhairya. Dhairya ante? What is dhairya?
You're speaking very softly. What is it? Courage.
Not even courage, it's confidence. That confidence, and confidence comes from outside or inside? Outside or inside?
Inside.
So each one of you, if you become confident, can we earn money? Can we earn knowledge?
Yes.
All that you want, you will come. And that is all communication is. If you can communicate confidently, you will achieve all that you want. You'll become great engineers. You'll pass your exam. And how many of you passed school? Do you all pass school?
Yes.
Nova. Did we pass school with confidence or with somehow we passed? Confidently, you wrote exam and passed. No, that's all. So that is the confidence. So that I'm ending with that, saying that communication, like the story, is about confidence. So if you can confidently talk, write, communicate, of course, if you saw how people, KGF, did he have confidence in KGF? Did Rocky Bhai have confidence or no confidence?
The
Yes,
only
sir.
thing he has is confidence.
Exact. Nothing else. He has no money. He didn't have any property. He didn't even go to school and college like you to SRM and all. But only with confidence. Same thing with Kantara. Now you look at all the movies that you all like. Why do we like the movies? Because the characters have confidence or no confidence.
Confidence.
And that is all communication is. Because we all have already studied in a good college, you will come from a good school. Just be confident and get communication. And with that, I end by saying all the stories and storytelling in our life that we've heard. How many of you know the hare and tortoise story? Hare, tortoise, yes. Thirsty crow?
The hare and the tortoise story. They know it, they are saying.
Yeah. Some of you like, why should I say yes to him? Because let him guess what he wants. I will sit and watch his face. But hare and the tortoise, some of you will be like the hare type of communicators who like, or like the tortoise. Hi, today is a good day. Both are fine. Both are okay. You can be a hare, rendo, okay. Some of us, but depending on where you are, can we go to a swimming pool and walk in a pool or swim in a pool? Can we swim in a 100-meter track race? Wherever we are, our communication should be based on where, who, and how. And that's all. And communication is not only about language, it's also about your voice. If your voice, how many of you have listened to who's Google's CEO? Anybody? Sundar Pichai, anybody knows? Yeah, even some beggar, no? Pichai, no. Have you heard Sundar Pichai speak? Yeah, some of them are not great communicators, but they're all very confident communicators. There's a difference between great communicators and confident. Sundar Pichai and all of them may not be a great communicator, but they're all very confident people. So I hope you all will become a confident communicator. Telugu, English, Telugish. How many of you speak Telugish? Of course, we love speaking Telugish, no? Oka day. Rape come or rape class is there. We all use the word, right? Tomorrow there's class, you'll say rape class. So I'm saying whatever you communicate, not only to your friends, but to your teachers, to everybody, just have the confidence. But of course, you have a little of content. If there's no content, it is push. Confidence, communication will take you inside. But inside, you need to have knowledge. So that insight is what communication is. If you can be a great communicator, your doors will open even to Rashtrapati Bhavan. Your doors will open to even to meet whomever you want in life. You want to meet NTR, junior NTR also you can meet, but you have to be confident. That's all. Now with that, I'll end. Even to fall in love, do we need love or you need communication? If you don't communicate, how will the other person know we are in love with? Even only Instagram will know that I'm in love with. Wasted. So that's communication. Know about gender. Does communication know I am a girl, I am a boy? No. It only asking you, can you be a little confident in communicating? When you communicate, it doesn't look at you as a gender, it doesn't look at you as your age, it doesn't look at who you are, where you are. It only asks you, can you communicate confidently? And with that, 10-7, I pause here. Some stories.
So there are three things that you taught us, and I hope we will continue to discuss these things. First is I admire the way you you used name and introduction, the idea of introduction, and connected it to the concept of storytelling. The students are anyways planning to do their exercise around this topic. Let's see what magic they do with the idea of introducing themselves with the help of a story. The second is something that you said very beautifully, that when you communicate, you become confident. So far, the impression that many people tend to have is we will become confident and then we will communicate, which is a very, very deadly thing. You will be waiting all your life. Go out, make mistakes, and let all of this be a part of your journey. And the third, of course, when you mentioned that you can survive without anything, but you cannot survive without confidence. You crush your soul if you kill your confidence. So I'm very grateful to you for that. I'll ask the students if they have any questions for you. You can also type in your questions in the Q&A.
If you want your names not to come, do a private message, because what you're typing is only to the host and the panelists. So only I will get the message. So it's not, nobody else will know it. If there's a question that you feel that I don't want others to know, just message to panelist or just host and the panelist. I'll only get it.
Any questions that you want to ask here?
You can type it in Telugu also. I will use Google Translator and translate it.
Please type in your questions if you are. Actually, test what he said, no? He has said, communicate and then you will become confident. Test it right
because I never knew Hindi. The only way that I spoke Hindi is thanks to Madhuri Dixit, Ek Do Teen song. How many of you know that song? Ek do teen, char panch chhe saat aath no das gyara. And I made full mistake because till recently I didn't know that chumma. I can't use chumma in North India. And many times auto will give me tappad if I say chumma in the North India. So like that only I learned Hindi. So only way is, like ma'am said, just communicate. You'll all will become like super duper. Questions, I mean, it can be questions around, but don't ask subject question like is it full stop after comma or comma after full stop, that I can't answer. But anything that helps you, or just even a feedback saying that you liked it, you didn't like it, saying you are the most boring man I ever met in my life, that's also okay. But something to communicate that you all have life in you.
The very first question. What makes you more confident?
If you like something, if you get attracted to something, go communicate. You don't have to be good at it. For example, if I say that I like to play tennis and I'm not talented, just go play, communicate with the racket, communicate with the tennis ball. Communication doesn't mean talking. Communicate is having a relationship. Communication is just having a relationship between you and your action to the other person. The other person can be even a pen, right? For example, if you think I like writing, just take the pen and write, scribble. You don't have to be a great. You don't wait for others to tell you, because you have to start.
Okay, an anonymous attendee is asking you, can you give an example of interpersonal communication?
Very technical, interpersonal communication. For there's something called intrapersonal. So there is word inter, there's also intra. Before you do inter, do intra. Intra is within yourself. Then inter. And when you do it, inter is where the problem starts, because still we do intra within ourselves. Nobody's fighting in the world, no? But the moment you do inter, you will have to think of the other person. For example, if other person speaks Assamese, can I go speak in full English with them? So when you speak, do inter, do 50% yours, do 50% them also. Because if my other person doesn't understand me, what is the use of communicating? So when it becomes intra, it's you. But when it becomes inter, make it 50-50. For example, I see a bag of somebody on the chair. That is also my audience for today, no? Like the yellow bottle on the chair, which means the bag also has a life listening to me. Can somebody just say hi to the bag? We have to give a high five to the bag.
Hi.
That's also, so when it becomes inter, remember, think about your audience. Whom are you talking to? Why are you talking to them? Sometimes silence is better than not talking also. So communication doesn't mean even talking. Not communicating is also communication. Silence is a great communication. How many of you feel at home, Appa, my daddy, mommy, if they're quiet at home, it is best. That is also communication. So silence is also communication, because you're all first years. Do we talk? Do we communicate I know it's getting recorded, but when we love something, are we loud or are we soft? When we're loving somebody, do we talk loudly or do we whisper?
Whisper.
That whisper is also communicating. And we are angry at somebody, do we whisper or do we shout? That is also communication. So see what you want to use. So doesn't mean that being low volume is not good communication. Everything is great, but see what comes from you.
Okay, our next question is how to look confident in front of many people.
That is called acting. So a little bit of drama you have to do. So first, so that is practice. So for first time you learn, you go to swimming, you will be like, second time, third time, haba. So it's only by doing again and again, by practice. So moment you face, like for example, I don't know any of you. If I had done this 10 years back, I wouldn't know that, for example, the ma'am in the last corner was wearing a gray shirt. Sony, just move a little bit. Who was wearing a earplug and watching and munching something. She's also my audience, no? Like she's looking at a friend and saying, what is this man telling my name? Huh? Yeah. And my left hand goes into my mouth, all that. So I wouldn't have done that 10 years back. Now at least a little extra experience does play a role. So if you want to look more confident, practice. Can you do anything with the practice? But just practice. I mean, I'm saying keep doing it again and again and again, because everybody who you all look up to has failed 1,000 times. The moment first time I went on stage, I cried and came out because I forgot my lines. But if I don't do that, can I do this today? So failure is not, okay, this is something I learned recently. Failure is not the person, but is the action. Success is not the person. So which means it is not it's about you failing. It means that particular time it didn't work. And that particular time you were not confident or underconfident. For example, the same person who's confident on stage, when they come and talk to you, they will be like, there are different types of people. And that's where I'm coming from. So with many people, just be yourself. The easiest thing in life and the most difficult thing is to be yourself.
Okay,
if you try to be somebody else, you might not be confident. Just be yourself.
Okay, an anonymous attendee is asking, I don't know how to interact with girls. How should I approach them?
Forget that the girl is a girl, no? Imagine the girl is just another human being. How many of you have mothers at home? Isn't a mother a girl? Isn't the father a boy? Of course, there are butterflies that come like inside. But first, remember, they're all human beings. Aren't we all human beings? If you think of us as human beings, even a child, even an adult, even a classmate, they're all human beings. Where the butterfly comes, communicate. Tell them, I think I have a butterfly to you. It's okay. If you don't have butterflies, it's called, can a 70-year-old uncle and auntie fall in love? Of course they can fall in love. Every time that happens. So when you communicate, don't hurt the other person. Remember that. And this is the age that all of us might hurt the other person. Think twice and use words which the other person doesn't get hurt. And especially with the other gender, we all have different vocabulary. So have respect. How you speak to your mother, you can't speak to another girl because mother knows our vocabulary. The girl might not know our vocabulary because our vocabulary will be very limited. Somebody might come from Hyderabad, somebody can come from Visakhapatnam. Visakhapatnam's Telugu and Hyderabad Telugu same?
No, they are saying.
Exactly, which means by the time I go to Visakhapatnam, it's a little different. So each person is different. Even white girl, even boy also. Like I have had problems even with boys who are like full confident, like 6 feet and all, who used to come and say, hey. Sometimes it's also difficult to talk to our own gender, no? Why the other gender? Other gender sometimes more easy than our own gender. So forget gender. Think there are human beings.
Is that it?
They're saying, "Ayo, please end, ma'am. Then we'll go to the next slide. We have to run for another, what do you say, unlock system class."
No problem. So we will end here. Thank you, Sridhar. Let's
Thanks,
see how.
Sony. And in case all of you want, you can follow me on Instagram. I'm called the Storytelling Fellow. Yeah, that's all. Because when we say fellow, you won't know I'm 40 or 50. I might be 20 and 19 also. So I know a lot of time when I finish class lectures, a lot of them do follow online. And if you have a questions, send me a message. And even a hi will be lovely, because I know you're all human beings and not just a box sitting. No, you all have life, no? Yes or no? Give me
I'll
a
pass
yes.
on your handle to the students.
I hope you all smile. Can you give me at least smile and a tata before leaving?
But wait.
Yeah, she's saying, I will communicate my part first.
Yeah. So with that, let's bring the session to a close. I thank the students for being present, and I look forward to an elaborate discussion of their takeaways from the session. I will share their feedback with you later on also, Vikram. I thank you, dear Vikram, for accepting my invitation. I hope you would come again and in person if possible. I thank the Dean of the School of Liberal Arts, Professor Kamaya Bandi, and the Head of the English Department, Dr. Shrapni Basu, for the approvals that have gone into the making of this event. Thank you to the ITKM team as well as the communications team for creative and tech support. I hope everyone has a wonderful day ahead that helps them spot and create beautiful stories. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. I hope I see you sometime in person to all of you. And then when I come to your campus, will you all come and say hi to me or not run away? Like last bench, he's saying, hey, you're that man. I want to look at his face. Now, I won't say he's not looking at my face. No, behind you, last bench. Him only. With IT, with that tag. It's okay, no problem. All red t-shirts will say hi to me at least. No problem. Check. Bye-bye.
Happy New Year, they're saying.
Happy New Year, Shubhashagalu, and have a wonderful year, and form lots of relationship. It doesn't have to be, love can be with friends, love can be with everybody. So communicate, and just remember, communication is all that you need in life, nothing else. You will be all become engineers, you'll pass your exams, trust me, but don't forget to communicate. That's all. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you.
Bye.